Hi guys, it is Starseed Mentality back at you again with another video. And in this video, post my connection between Lucifer and Venus video. And of course, in this video, we're going to be discussing, who is Eve? What is Eve? In that video, we talked about a pantheon of goddesses, okay, that are responsible for the ancient stories that we hear all the time, whether that be Greek, Egypt, all of that. And so the question that I have is, who is Eve? What is Eve? Okay, and if you catch me looking down, it's because I got my notes right here in my notebook. Okay, and so let's get started. All right. So the first thing that I want to mention is that I think that there is a correlation between gods and aliens. Okay, since gods are what you would call is responsible for your creation or your procreation or whatever the case may be, right? This is why there is more than one God, okay, in the what they call it, the multiple God kind of doctrine. I forget what it's called. Hold on. Polytheism. That's what it's called. Okay. There's also the concept of a side note that I have, which is that gods are also planets and can be planets. This is because in a previous video where I talked about why all things are spiritual before they become physical, I talk about how the cosmic mother manifested the sun with her thoughts. And so you can imagine that she manifested these other planets on a certain vibration and frequency. So God is not a something, it's something that you can tap into. Okay, so that's another side note that I have that I did not want to do a separate video for, and I wanted to discuss it in this video here. Okay, but getting back to the topic at hand, right? The story of Isis and Horus, there is a concept that she lifted her creation up to the sky and says, I have created it. I've created this thing. Okay. And I have this understanding that I think Isis is a primordial ET. Okay. She is responsible for she is the goddess or the divine mother of the Homo sapien modern day humans like you and me today. And in the story, right, she's lifting up Horus, right, which is a sun deity, right, that battles with a dragon, which is battling his Kundalini lower self, right? And so Horus is correlated with Hero, all right? And we also understand that melanin, it also has a relationship with the sun. And so in Kemetic times, our ancestors had a concept of children of the sun. Okay. So this means that Horus just means humans. Horus is all of us. It's a story of the symbology or the symbolism that Isis created all of us. But we all know that Eve, right, is the first human that we can all trace our ancestry to. And so I have this correlation that I think Isis' very first human wasn't Horus, but it was Eve. Okay. And which is, of course, her being the first, the ancestor of the Homo sapien modern day human genetics. Okay, that's responsible for the population of the planet. That Isis created a woman. Okay, not an Adam, a woman. And her name is Eve. Okay, this then shifts and transitions into the Eve in the Bible, right? And her tie to the reptile or the snake, right? And so in a previous video I mentioned that reptiles are primordial beings, right? And probably have a responsibility over the creation of of other galactic origins and aliens. Okay, and I stated in the video, reptilians create different avatars because they shapeshift. Okay, and so this is why the Eve gene mutates and can change different color. Okay, so it's like so it says here, scientifically, the black woman is the only organism that possesses the mitochondrial DNA that has all the variations possible for every different kind of human being on this earth. When the DNA of a black woman mutates, all other races of human beings come about. You can research this topic. It is true. This is called Eve gene. And you know what I'm saying? And so the only reason why the Eve gene can do that, this black woman genetic feature can do it, is because it's the origin of the shapeshifter. Okay, and so you got to get out the mindset that your genes are more potent than somebody else's. We all come from the same source, the reptile. And so in other words, the reptile creates these different avatars on different dimensions for souls to fall into. Okay, and so concluding this video, I want to give the disclaimer, okay, that this is a theory. This is an idea. Okay, I have not read this anywhere. This was a thought. This was something that I was just thinking about as far as Eve's actual origins. Where does Eve actually come from? Okay, and so tell me what you think in the comments down below. But I do want to recap all the goddesses that we have mentioned, okay, thus far in this divine feminine series that I'm doing. So as you guys know, Isis was originally a sept. Okay, Venus is originally Lucifer. Hathor is a fertility goddess. She is represented in Egypt as a cow. You also have Anana, which was originally Ishtar. She's also a fertility goddess. She represents Easter and all the paganism that we associate with Easter, okay, such as eggs and things of that nature, bunnies, things of that nature, okay? And then, of course, we have Tiamat, the mother of reptiles, okay? She also represents Saturn or karma, okay? Yemoja is also a reptile since she is associated with mermaids, okay? And the aspect of Nana is associated, is a Yemoja moon aspect, okay? So our correlation with reptiles being on the moon, okay? That could be a concept that's true when we look into the story of a Yemoja, okay? And Yemoja is also a fertility goddess, okay? Then we have we have Ma'at. Ma'at is also a goddess of karma, justice, okay, divine timing, and things of that nature. Okay, and then we have Lilith. Lilith represents the dark femme. Okay, and then we have Gaia, which was originally Pachamama, which is an earth goddess. She's a planet, so that ties into what I mentioned about how some planets can be gods or goddesses, as well as Venus being a planet or Lucifer being a planet, and it's also a goddess, which also ties into Hathor and those goddess figureheads, okay? And then last but not least, we have Eve, which in my theory is Isis' very first creation, which is her daughter, okay? And so with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe to this video if you are on my YouTube family. And with that being said, I love y'all. Pata. Peace.